ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ, ਨਮਸਕਾਰ, ਆਦਾਬ। ਦੇਸ਼ ਵਿਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਸੀ ਟੀਵੀ ਦੇਖਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ-ਬਹੁਤ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ। ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਅਜੇ ਅਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਵੈਲਬਿੰਗ ਮੈਟਰਸ। ਦੁਨੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਕੀਮਤੀ ਸ਼ੈ ਪੀਸ ਆਫ ਮਾਈਂਡ ਹੈ। ਬਲਕਿ ਇਹ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਗਲਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਵੇਗਾ ਕਿ ਪੀਸ ਆਫ ਮਾਈਂਡ, ਮਾਨਸਿਕ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਅਨਮੋਲ ਹੈ। ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਕੰਮ ਕਰੀਏ, ਘਰ ਦਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਜਾਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਦਾ, ਜੇਕਰ ਤਬੀਅਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਂਜ਼ਾਈਟੀ, ਬੇਚੈਨੀ ਜਾਂ ਬੇਕਰਾਰੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਬੰਦੇ ਦਾ ਜੀਣਾ ਔਖਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ ਉਸਦੀ ਐਫੀਸ਼ੀਐਂਸੀ ਵੀ ਘੱਟ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਸਾਡੇ ਆਸ-ਪਾਸ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਲੋਕ ਹਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਸ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਗੁਜ਼ਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ, ਪਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ ਦੀ ਕਮੀ ਹੈ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਐਂਜ਼ਾਈਟੀ ਉੱਤੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹ ਡੇ ਟੂ ਡੇ ਲਾਈਫ ਨੂੰ ਡਿਸਟਰਬ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ ਜੇਕਰ ਇਹ ਵਿਗੜ ਜਾਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਭਿਆਨਕ ਰੂਪ ਧਾਰ ਲੈਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਕਈ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਨਮ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ। ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹਨ ਅੱਜ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਮੀਤੂ, ਐਕਸਪਰਟ ਸਾਈਕੋਥੈਰੇਪਿਸਟ ਹਨ ਅਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਲੰਬੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਤੋਂ ਇਹ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ। ਸ਼ੀ ਇਜ਼ ਅ PhD ਸਕਾਲਰ, ਇਹ ਇੱਕ PhD ਸਕਾਲਰ ਹਨ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮਾਈਂਡ ਬੋਡੀ ਸੋਲ 'ਤੇ ਕਿਤਾਬਾਂ ਵੀ ਲਿਖੀਆਂ ਹਨ ਅਤੇ ਯੋਗਾ ਮੈਡੀਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਟੀਚਰ ਹਨ। ਓਵਰਆਲ ਹੋਲਿਸਟਿਕ ਹੀਲਿੰਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਅਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਠੀਕ ਕੀਤਾ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਜ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਐਂਜ਼ਾਈਟੀ ਉੱਤੇ। ਡਾਕਟਰ ਮੀਤੂ ਜੀ, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ-ਬਹੁਤ ਨਿੱਘਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਵੀ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਯੂ ਵਾਂਸ ਅਗੇਨ ਇਨ ਆਰ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਵੈਲਬਿੰਗ ਮੈਟਰਸ।
Thank you for having me. I'm so delighted to be here today and talk about such an important subject matter that we all go through, and for some very severely, which is anxiety, worry and fear.
ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਐਂਜ਼ਾਈਟੀ ਤੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਔਰ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਮੀਤੂ ਤੋਂ ਪੁੱਛਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਸਵਾਲ। ਡਾਕਟਰ ਮੀਤੂ, ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਟੈਲ ਆਰ ਵਿਊਅਰਸ ਵਾਟ ਇਜ਼ ਐਂਜ਼ਾਈਟੀ। ਐਂਜ਼ਾਈਟੀ ਕੀ ਹੈ? ਘਬਰਾਹਟ ਕੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ?
So anxiety is a state of mind in which we perceive that there's threat. We perceive that things are not okay. We're not going to be okay. There's unpredictability and we don't know what to do. So behind all of anxiety is the state of fear. And that fear is saying that something bad might happen. Anxiety is a state that we begin to produce in our body and our mind in order to protect ourselves. When we are in the state of anxiety, our brain starts to release chemicals and hormones called cortisol that changes the physiology to go to survival and protection mode. So what that means is that when we're in anxiety, our mind and body is actually saying, I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to freeze. I'm ready to protect myself. So anxiety is the belief that we need to do something to prevent harm happening to us. But we all know that sometimes there is no real harm. Sometimes things are actually okay. But the belief systems and our thinking pattern may not believe that things are okay, which comes from conditionings and perhaps experiences we've had in our life where we felt we were unsafe and we had no control over.
So what are the causes, sign and symptoms of anxiety? Anxiety ਦੇ ਕੀ ਕਾਰਨ ਹਨ ਔਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੀ ਲੱਛਣ ਹਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਣ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਆ?
Right. So the first sign of anxiety is when we feel like we are out of control and we start to feel physiologically overwhelmed, tense and tight. Our heart might be beating, our palms might be getting sweaty, but our mind cannot be at peace. When we are constantly thinking, that is when we are in called the anxiety loop. We are obsessing over a situation. The next expression of anxiety is the feeling of overwhelm in constriction. So what that means is that as you're trying to go about your day and achieve your tasks, because you feel this fear of danger and your mind is overwhelmed, you might begin to find that you feel very stuck, that your body and physiology wants to constrict itself in order to preserve itself. Constriction is the state that the body goes to in order to save energy and go into protection mode. So when we feel anxious, we might feel like we have a hard time actually doing things. Another symptom of anxiety is procrastination. In procrastination, we're trying to avoid the activity, so we distract ourselves. We push that activity away. Procrastination is the way in which we avoid doing what we need to do so that we can avoid the negative consequence that we believe will happen when we do that thing. So for example, if you are afraid of failure, if I do this thing, I might fail. Then we procrastinate in doing that because we don't want to face the consequence of failure. It's better to avoid than to face the experience of failure.
Okay, what happens if anxiety gets severe? जे anxiety बढ़ जावे, तो इधर की effect हो सकता है?
When anxiety becomes severe, we have what's called the generalized anxiety disorder or disorders such as OCD. When the anxiety is very, very extreme, we may also develop anxiety and panic attacks. So in generalized anxiety, what you find is that in every day, in every moment, you're not able to rest. Your mind is going so fast, and you're constantly thinking about the future. In anxiety, we live in the future. We live in the future thinking about what will happen. So generalized anxiety is that when we're so constantly focused on something bad happening that we've lost our peace of mind. And the result is, for example, an upset stomach, a lack of sleep, exhaustion, because when we're anxious, the body is consuming a lot of energy. Now, in OCD, which is an expression of anxiety, OCD is a state where we are doing certain rituals, certain things like washing our hands compulsively or checking the door, for example, again and again, in order to calm our anxiety. So the brain has linked a ritual or an act with calming our anxiety. But the reality is that that ritual we do, such as hand washing or checking the door, for example, does not actually get rid of anxiety. It only masks it for a short period of time. So what we have to do when we have OCD is learn how to actually manage the anxiety and face the anxiety without escaping through these rituals and things that we do to prevent the anxiety from overtaking us. And the next thing I want to just share about severe anxiety is that when we're in severe anxiety, we may also feel helpless, like we don't have control over our lives, and sometimes that can also lead to feelings of depression.
Anxiety is a result of some trauma in life. जिंदगी च किसी दे कोई हादसा होवे कि उस तो प्रभावित होके भी anxiety future च इंसान नू देखनी पै सकदी है.
So there's a few reasons why we develop anxiety. Firstly, when we're in an environment and we're young children growing up, and if that environment felt very unsafe for us, like we had no control, there was a lot of unpredictability, then we may start to experience anxiety. Anxiety is a feeling that says, I'm unsafe in my environment and home. And if you've had that experience of feeling unsafe in your environment for a long period of time, that can develop as an anxiety disorder. The second reason why we may have anxiety is because we may have been taught growing up, maybe from a parent or those in our life, that life is to be feared. We may have somebody in our life that constantly had a negative perception about life and situations. So they may say to you, for example, don't go there, this might happen to you. We may watch our parents, for example, having so much fear about the unknown. And so we may have learned that if I am to go out in the world and do things and live life, bad things might happen. So that's the second cause of anxiety. The third cause of anxiety is consequences. So if we were brought up and we were making mistakes such as not doing well in our studies, or we didn't do something perfectly, or we were just in our human limitations, and the consequences that we had to face from that mistake and error was very large. For example, our parents may have gotten upset with us, or we may have people around us who judged us. Teachers were judging us and criticizing us, and for some people, a mistake may have also meant abuse. And so if we're growing up and we've learned to fear mistakes because we believe that the consequences of making a mistake are going to be so terrible, then we may actually have a fear of making mistakes and also develop anxiety. So these are some of the reasons that we may start to develop anxiety beginning from an early age.
वेला हो गया कि छोटी सी ब्रेक दा मिलदे हैं ब्रेक तो बाद. Welcome back. स्वागत है ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਫੇਰ ਵੈਲਬਿੰਗ ਮੈਟਰਸ ਤੇ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਮੀਤੂ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਅੱਜ ਐਂਜ਼ਾਇਟੀ ਉੱਤੇ. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਐਂਜ਼ਾਇਟੀ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੀ ਕਾਰਨ ਹਨ. ਅੱਗੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਵਾਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਮੀਤੂ ਨੂੰ. ਡਾਕਟਰ ਮੀਤੂ, ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਟੈਲ Does anxiety grow slowly or it comes in attack?
So anxiety is actually what we practice again and again. When we start to experience anxiety, it may not be so large or overwhelming, but over time, when we keep practicing anxiety, meaning having those same thoughts, having the same feelings, what happens is that the connection of anxiety in our brain, the hormones that release fear, like cortisol, become strengthened and strengthened and stronger until anxiety feels like it's so natural. For many of us, we've been living with anxiety for so long that anxiety feels like our baseline. We just live this way. And then if we continue to experience this anxiety and our brain continues to wire and express itself through anxiety and fear, and we haven't addressed that anxiety in the body, then it can become so overwhelming in our physiology that we have then panic attacks, so anxiety attacks. So to your question, yes, anxiety does build and develop more and more over time.
Okay, how do we overcome anxiety?
So the first thing that we must start to practice to overcome anxiety is addressing our physiology. You see, when we're in anxiety, there's so much overwhelming feelings and a shift in physiology that we may not be able to change our thoughts to feel better and overcome anxiety. That is why practices that directly affect your physiology, such as deep breathing, yoga, exercise, walking, and meditation are powerful tools that will begin to directly change your physiology, not even changing your mind. As you begin to create more calm in your physiology by doing these practices, automatically the mind will start to feel like, okay, there's nothing to fear anymore. I can actually be calm. So in a way, your physiology will begin to communicate to your mind saying, hey, things are okay now, you can relax. And so I often tell my clients that if you're somebody who has anxiety, a very important thing that you must do on a daily basis is take time out for self-care. When you take time off, that is your space that you create to do these self-nurturing activities that help you feel grounded and present within yourself. As I mentioned, whether it's meditation or Tai Chi, when we do yoga, yoga helps you to release the stuck energy and the emotions of anxiety out of your body. When we meditate, that teaches us how to detach from all these fearful thoughts and to come back into our presence. When we go for a walk in nature, we take in fresh air and we see the nature to remind us that we are safe and that there's beauty around us. Nature is the best healer. When we do Tai Chi, for example, that helps us to also change our attention and bring it back into this moment to feel calm. And so if you have anxiety, you must start to practice creating a new internal environment on a daily basis. And as you create a new internal environment on a daily basis, that'll begin to transform your physiology so that you have less anxiety day by day.
So please tell, what is the yogic perspective in this?
So the yogic perspective is that our emotions, our fears live on the domain or the aspect of ourself called the Manomaya Kosha. The Manomaya Kosha is the layer of ourself where thoughts and memories reside. We can also call it the animal mind. It's the instinctual mind. It's the part of the brain that reacts to fear, fight, or flight. So when we have anxiety, we're stuck in the lower brain or the animal brain. Now, in order to overcome anxiety, we have to get to what's called the Vijnanamaya Kosha. The Vijnanamaya Kosha is the higher aspect of ourself that is connected to truth and our divine nature. Vijnanamaya means the wisdom, the layer of the buddhi, the wise mind. And so when we start to do meditation and start to read and know thyself, we begin to learn how to overcome the Manomaya Kosha, which is the instinctual mind that's driven from fear and greed and lust or a lack of safety or survival. And we start to shift to the Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is the ability to know the truth from the untruth, the real from the unreal. As we enter the Vijnanamaya Kosha, we can literally talk to our anxiety and say, this isn't real anymore, this isn't true anymore. Let's find a different perspective. So the yogic model believes that it is the Vijnana Maya Kosha that when we enter, we can live in the state of reality and true inner peace.
गलबात चलती रहेगी, मिलते हैं एक छोटे से कमर्शियल ब्रेक के बाद। एक बार फिर स्वागत है तुहाडा वैलबींग मैटर्स ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਡਾਕਟਰ ਮਿੱਤੂ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਜ ਐਂਜ਼ਾਇਟੀ ਤੇ ਗੱਲ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਕਾਫੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਸਮਝਾਈਆਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਘਬਰਾਹਟ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਬੇਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਘਬਰਾਹਟ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਸਮਝਾਈਆਂ। ਕਿਵੇਂ ਬਰੀਥਿੰਗ ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਐਂਜ਼ਾਇਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਦੂਰ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ, ਯੋਗਿਕ ਪਰਸਪੈਕਟਿਵ ਦੱਸੇ ਨੇ। ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਕਈ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਨੂੰ ਬਿਹਤਰ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ ਹਨ। ਅੱਗੇ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਅਗਲਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਪੁੱਛਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਮਿੱਤੂ ਨੂੰ। So, Dr. Vidhu, please tell us how our near and dear ones can help us to decrease the symptom of anxiety.
Yes. So firstly, if we have a loved one that's suffering from anxiety, the first thing you must understand is to not bring too much pressure on them. Already people with anxiety have a lot of negative or critical or fearful thinking. So if you can help that person just see a positive perspective of something they're going to do or a future outcome, if you can give them the glimmer of hope and light to help them see from a different perspective that perhaps things are not going to fall out of control, that perhaps you're going to be okay, that you have the power or the strength within you and around you to support you. So you can help your loved ones by giving them a positive perspective, an optimistic view on life or on things, instead of joining in with their critical thinking, instead of joining in with their negative thinking and giving them more things to fear about. The second thing that you can do to help your loved one who's having a lot of fear and anxiety is to give them words of affirmation. Words of affirmation are words that you give them to let them know that they're going to be okay and that their feelings are accepted. So instead of putting in more judgment and criticism, why aren't you doing this better? Why don't you go faster? You want to understand that anxiety can be a disorder. People with anxiety are so overwhelmed by fear or worry or these emotions that they may not be able to execute an action or perform an action how you want them to. For example, doing it quickly or efficiently. So with those people, you want to give them space and time to take the time they need to prepare themselves to go ahead and do whatever it is you need them to do. So words of affirmation will sound something like, you know, if this takes some extra time for you, that's okay. No rush. Do the best you can do and leave the rest. You want to give them positive words. The second thing that you can do to help your loved ones who might be going through anxiety is to understand that they may need some time and space. What that means is that somebody with anxiety may need to leave, you know, a family gathering for a few minutes, especially if they have social anxiety. They may need to go outside and get fresh air or gather themselves. So you want to understand that somebody with anxiety is a very highly sensitive person often, and they feel so much around them. And for that reason, they may not operate like you do. They may need time to get away, take time to meditate, or just ground themselves. So you want to give them permission to take the time out that they need. And I promise you that when they come back and they're taking care of their own needs, then they're able to really be there present for you and for the environment as well.
So Dr. Vidhu, please tell us how you help your clients. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ patients ਨੂੰ clients ਦੀ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਮਦਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ?
Yes. So the first thing I do with clients that come to me with anxiety is to begin to understand what are the core belief systems, the thoughts that are causing their anxiety. Yeah. Such as, I'm going to fail, I can't do this, something bad's gonna happen. And then we begin to understand, when did your anxiety start? What was happening in your upbringing where the seed of anxiety was growing and growing? And then we do work to begin to go back to that time in the past, in their mind, and bring the healing and the understanding that they need to let themselves know that anxiety does not protect you. What protects you is your connection to, say, your sense of empowerment. We start to then develop what's called a trusting relationship with life. When we have anxiety, what's happening is that we've broken our trust with life. We may not believe that life is here to support us, to keep us safe and secure. And so with my clients, I help them to rebuild what it means to have a trusting relationship with yourself and with life. What that means is that, can you trust yourself? That you have intuition, you have your gut wisdom, you have the power within you to face everything and anything that comes your way. Because when we have anxiety, we doubt ourselves. So these are some of the things that I do. I also bring to my clients meditation, breathing practices, and ways in which they can change their physiology, change their breath to calm their nervous system and to reduce the stress that they feel. So these are some of the things that many clients find helpful in order to overcome their anxiety.
Okay, Dr. Meetu, what message you would like to give at last?
Yes. What I want to say is that when we're anxious and fearful, we're often so attached to the outcome of a situation. The most important thing to understand that it's not your doing that creates a change in your life. It's not your doing and thinking state which creates, achievement and success. It's your being mode. Being mode is the ability for you to take a moment to come back to yourself and to feel and experience your presence. Your presence is what speaks. Your presence is an energy field. And when you're connected to presence meaning you've let go of your thoughts and you're just here in this moment, you create spaciousness around you to then allow for your inner being and for the wisdom of creation to then flow through you and work with you. A lot of people that seem to have inner peace and achieve a lot are not people that are overdoing per se. These people have learned how to be in the state of presence, how to be in that state where there's less thinking, so that your mind can act like a vessel and your body can act like a vessel to then allow for your intuition, your wise self, the divine self to flow through you and act through you. So the take-home message here is that trust coming back to presence. Let go of the idea that you need to overthink and overdo to achieve and accomplish. Do less and more will be done. Allow for the space between you and world and the life. Learn to let go of control and let flow happen. And when you let flow happen and you're in the place of peace and presence, then you're connected to the most powerful force of all of creation, which is this higher wisdom.
Thank you very much, Dr. Meetu, for sharing knowledge. ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ-ਬਹੁਤ ਸ਼ੁਕਰੀਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ, ਆਪਣੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਸਾਂਝੇ ਕੀਤੇ. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Dr. Meetu, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ-ਬਹੁਤ ਸ਼ੁਕਰੀਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਏ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਿੱਤੀ, ਨੌਲੇਜ ਦਿੱਤੀ, ਸਾਰੇ ਟੌਪਿਕ ਡਿਸਕਸ ਕੀਤੇ. Thank you so much for sharing all this with the viewers. Thank you so much. ਮਾਨਸਿਕ ਸਿਹਤ ਵੀ ਸਰੀਰਕ ਸਿਹਤ ਨਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ. ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਖਮ ਦਾ ਸਮੇਂ ਸਿਰ ਇਲਾਜ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਭਿਆਨਕ ਰੂਪ ਧਾਰ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ. ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਜੇਕਰ ਮਾਨਸਿਕ ਰੋਗ ਦਾ ਟ੍ਰੀਟਮੈਂਟ ਸਮੇਂ ਸਿਰ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਬੰਦੇ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਬਦ ਤੋਂ ਬੱਤਰ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ. ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਜੇਕਰ ਕੋਈ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਮੱਸਿਆ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਮਾਨਸਿਕ ਪਰੇਸ਼ਾਨੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਮੀਤੂ ਨਾਲ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਕਰੋ. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੈਬਸਾਈਟ 'ਤੇ ਜਾਓ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੇਲ ਕਰੋ, ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰਨਗੇ. ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ, ਚੰਗੀ ਸਿਹਤ ਹੀ ਇੱਕ ਕਾਮਯਾਬ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੀ ਨੀਂਹ ਹੈ. ਧਿਆਨ ਰੱਖੋ, ਖੁਸ਼ ਰਹੋ, ਵੇਖਦੇ ਰਹੋ ਵੈਲਬੀਇੰਗ ਮੈਟਰਸ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਸੀ ਟੀਵੀ 'ਤੇ. ਧੰਨਵਾਦ.